Hello and welcome back to Hotline Bling this week. This is Maria Borgoff. And this week I want to talk a little bit more about authenticity because that's something that I think that everyone is really striving for, is to be their most genuine, authentic, and true selves. And that's something that we at Lightning really believe in, and we're trying to help girls with, is to find their authenticity and to express that in every aspect of your life. So, how do we find it? Sometimes it seems kind of elusive, or that it's kind of running away from us. It's like, I don't know who I am, who am I, what do I like? All of those things feel very out of reach sometimes. So, if you're like me and you hit this wall, or you find that you're feeling a little bit stuck in terms of not really knowing what it is that you like, what kind of person that you are, what kind of person you want to be, all of those kind of big personal questions, they can be a little bit daunting. And if you do get stuck in them, I have found that one of the best ways to get unstuck in this kind of quest for authenticity is to ask questions, to be curious, to be really curious. So, what do you ask questions about? Well, that's another good question. You can ask about anything that sparks your interest. And now I know this sounds really broad, but I have one little tool that has really helped me kind of hone in on the things that I personally identify with and that help me feel authentic. And that is going to a bookstore or a library and just looking around, just wandering around the bookstore or the library and seeing what section calls to you the most. I like to go to the philosophy section. I just kind of find myself always wandering to that part of the bookstore. Maybe you like to go to the cooking section or the gardening section or the business section or whatever it is. But just allow yourself to go to a bookstore, to wander around, and to see what area interests you the most. And then maybe you look at some of the books and maybe you ask some questions. Oh, I've never heard of this type of philosophy before. Let me read a little bit about this. Maybe I can bring that up in conversation and meet someone who can answer some questions of mine. But sometimes before we even start asking questions, we have to know what it is that we want to know. And I love this one line from the book called The Alchemist. And this shepherd is receiving advice from this old king. And the king says, always know what it is that you want. Always know what it is that you want. Now, that can be kind of scary. It's like, I don't know what I want. That's how I feel a lot of times. I want so many things. What it is, that one thing that I want. But it's a really good thing to keep asking yourself, what is it that I want? And then once you get clearer on that, then you'll know what kinds of questions to ask other people and to kind of put out into your world so that you can keep refining and keep getting closer to your most authentic self. So I like to think of curiosity and that consistent striving to discover what it is that you want. I like to think of that as the secret to authenticity, the kind of key that just unlocks the door, and then you find many more doors, and then you just keep unlocking them, and you keep discovering things about yourself that you never expected. And that's what it feels like to be authentic, is when you're continually discovering more and more about yourself, things that might even surprise you, that might surprise other people. And that's when you know you're on the right track. So, if you are interested in this little exercise of going to a bookstore It might sound kind of silly at first, but bookstores are organized in this beautiful way. It's very tangible. It's not like the internet. It's hands-on and you can see the books. They're all different colors and they're all there's images in them and different titles, and just wander around the bookstore or the library and see what catches your eye, and just follow it and just look and see what interests you. Ask questions. It doesn't have to be to someone else. Just ask, "Ooh, what is this? Let me discover more about this." So I really love doing this. I love visiting bookstores in places that I've never been to before, or that I'm visiting for the first time. And if you go to a used bookstore, you'll find that you get to discover a lot about the people that live in that place. So if you're wanting to get more connected to your community, go to a used bookstore and then you'll find the books that people in your community have kind of recycled, and then you get to connect with a little bit of their authentic selves through that exercise. So let us know what you think about this video. Comment below, or please share your thoughts or questions in the forum. We would love to connect with you and to just keep this conversation going about how to connect with that lightning inside of us all. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.